Test, test, test. Whoa, I hear it somewhere. Hold on. What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another Indiana Hoosiers Talk. Today's kind of clearing up some pictures a little bit. This week has kind of uh, went the direction that we absolutely thought it was going to go. And we're going to go through a few things here. Since we're doing this video via live stream, go through the video, go through the content, and then I will entertain the audience with any questions, comments. So Kanan Carlyle, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, gave his commitment, which we all kind of expected because it was the first one that was projected coming to Indiana. And I think timing later on might be kind of an issue because the timing with the portal seems to be a big deal. As I've been watching here lately, and there's a lot more names that kind of jumped into the portal late. And that really triggers me to the timing of these commits. However, Indiana has jumped to the number one rating for transfers, and I am super psyched about the three transfers plus Bryson Tucker. I think everybody is now expecting a shooter, and his nickname is K9. Got it. I think everybody's expecting a shooter, and just a couple hours ago, Connor Sejan from Wisconsin, who everybody was kind of high on and hoping would come to Indiana, did sign and commit to Nebraska. Congratulations to him. I don't personally feel we need another small guard, and I don't mean small guard in that sense. I just mean that I think there's enough competition at the guard position right now that the only thing left with these last three scholarships that we should be aiming to fill is depth at the power forward and somebody that can play a stretch four. I think it's really specific where we're going. That being said, Zach Anderson, whose name did not come up until here recently, from Florida Gulf Coast University, has been on campus today. Hopefully we might see some kind of an announcement because he is one of the guys that, if you remember at the beginning of the season, he absolutely lit up Indiana. Has a nice jump shot from the outside, 12.8 points per game, but more importantly, a 46% three-point shooter. Would be a great get, in all honesty, and give us some depth in the front court. The other guys that we still want to talk about that I think are important, my opinions probably don't matter a whole lot, but Ben Humricus from Evansville, his recruiting's been really quiet. I haven't found anything specific, but it's another guy that's a 6'9". They call him a small forward at 6'9", but he shoots the three at a high clip, 41%. And last but not least, Elijah Malone, the Grace College transfer. He had spent time at Indiana this week. I can't remember which days it was, but he is a 6'10", and would provide some great experience and depth to the backcourt. Zach Anderson, Anderson. And see, that's why I get in here. Creek tells me that Ben is not coming. Malone is not coming, and it's Anderson. And the other point that I would like to make is that I think Coach would be very, very wise to save a scholarship back for somebody. There might be somebody else that comes out late. I know there's a lot of guys that are, I know this portal time ends on, I think, May the 11th. So, I think they might hold on to a scholarship unless they get another late recruit from high school. I just think holding on to one scholarship, but they do have three remaining. I'm going to go with my boy Creek here because he always says it legit. And if he says Humacris is not coming and Malone is not coming, then it must be Zach Anderson. And I think they will still have 2 scholarships after that. And there are some other names that have popped up here recently, but a lot of people don't update the list online, and we're not privileged in that, to get all that information. Um, but today, when Connor Esigian decided that he was going to Nebraska, that took our name out of the guards, kind of. And I really think front court depth with 3-point shooting capability, so a stretch 4 is the guy we're really looking to get. So, with all that being said, also, I would like to congratulate Mr. Caleb Banks, who got his transfer finalized recently. He will be at the University of Tulane. It didn't work out here at IU for him and CJ Gunn, who really, Coach Woodson had a lot kind of riding on those two and really wanted them to be successful. So it's kind of one of those things. But he is at Tulane. CJ Gunn went to DePaul with Chris Holtman. CJ Gunn's going to develop. He was just too anxious with his playing time out there. So there you have it. That is the content that I have scheduled for today. I want to let everybody know that keep in mind that this Thursday, just because I will be in here for the NFL draft does not mean that we can't gab about some basketball in the chat. I will be in here for the full draft on Thursday. Alex will be joining me, so make sure you guys stop in then. Waiting for the Zach Anderson announcement. I'm going to just go with Creek because Creek is closer to the situation than I am. He lives pretty dang close. And you know what? There's a lot of people in the area that talk. We do have several of our patrons in here that live in and or near Bloomington and kind of have all the gossip. So I trust you guys more than I trust the internet sometimes. I think it's a really good day. But Creek says that there might be somebody else coming as well who is not in the portal yet. So, yeah, we will know. Creek also says we'll know by the end of tomorrow. Has to do a photo shoot. I think he's talking about Anderson. But Zach Anderson, if you go back and watch the tape from the early game this season, he really lit it up. I think he put up about 16 points. Got to the rim very well, good at handling the ball. He's a smaller forward, 6'7", and shoots the three really well and at a high clip, 46%. That means he's not taking bad threes. What up, Leo? Good to see you. Anybody have any questions or comments today? Drop them in here right now before we shut down early because, like I said, today is about getting my news out there. We're going to see who's next. And I am going to talk a little bit about the downside of that. Is the downside of all of this is Coach Woodson, this is the part of the game where his staff excels, and that's getting talent in the door. Getting talent in the door, using their nil money to secure Ballo was a huge deal. But my biggest issue still with the whole process is that I have no problem with the talent that they bring in. I think they do a great job. I think they do a great job of developing the individual player. The problem still is the culture seems to be alive with all the guys that stayed from last year. The culture seems to be growing, but having to go into this portal so deep for major roster positions is not where you want to be. You want to be where Painter's at, where you've got guys that in the pipeline that are coming in to fill the voids, know the guy that you want. So it really comes down to, as Indiana fans, we got the opportunity right now to be very pleased with the roster that we have, but there's got to be some coaching improvement and team building improvement. And by team building, I mean not going to the bars in Bloomington with Galloway and Leal and hanging out, like that. I think that really needs to change. I think that's one of the things that really needs to happen, because I think coach is great at developing players, but teaching how to play as a team is something he never really did in the NBA. The NBA is based on individual effort, whether you're a great passer, defender, or shooter or playmaker. Creek assures me that he won't be able to screw this one up. I think one more stretch four, or depth at the wing at the 6'7", 6'8" size, right there where Mbako is at, that can play down low. Maybe a bigger bodied guy is going to be really important to the rotation. Also, he needs to run a little bit deeper rotation. I think we need to go 9 or 10 this year. But I'm going to keep you guys in check. Anytime that I hear anything going forward, and if I am sitting at this computer or available to go live, I'm going to work really hard at the Indiana basketball side of this. Also, I'm going to start being in here for football as well. Yeah, dude, we do need another. I'm stuck on a stretch four because I think Renew is going to be that backup, and then you need a 4 or a 5, but you need somebody with good height. Uh, that's why I really was hoping it would be Malone. Honestly, I thought Malone would bring the depth and experience, and then the other guys that decided that they're not coming here. I would have liked to. I don't know that Farrell Payne is out of the equation yet either. I haven't heard anything about his visit beyond. He's another depth guy, 6'9". I really like him out of Minnesota as well. But just want to keep it nice and brief. Hey, I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys, everybody, on Thursday. Hopefully, I will pop back in to have an announcement, possibly about Zach Anderson, and we can chat a little bit more. Creek, thank you for stopping by, sharing your insight. Leo, what's up, bro? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. We need another 4 or a 5. No more guards. Let's get it. Let's get it big in here. And go Hoosiers, and I will see everybody for the draft on Thursday, and we will break it down early, so I'm sure we'll have enough time between picks, but I have my whole draft figured out, so, and then we'll get Alex in here for some Q&A. Much love to anybody that's in here today. Indiana, go Hoosiers go. See you next time. I am going to be out.